Four pieces of news for today, January 14th. Number one, the Biden administration executive order. The US government is pushing to build gigawatt-scale AI data centers on federal land. So these projects would supposedly use clean energy and American-made semiconductors. That is the hope expressed in the executive order. I think the fundamental challenge there is that the architectures used for cutting-edge graphical processing units that are in AI data centers have never been built in the United States to date. Even the new production push in Arizona for the 4 nanometer architecture is not considered cutting edge. 3 nanometers considered cutting edge, and 2 nanometers coming next. And so this is one of the tensions in the executive order. I see the idea of enabling gigawatt scale data centers on federal land. I am not sure how it actually plays out in practice, especially with a new administration coming in. So we are going to have to see. Number two, NVIDIA Sana, S-A-N-A. It's a new AI tool that generates 4K images locally on your machine. You don't need a cloud install of anything to generate the images. They're 4K, they're very nice quality. And the key thing is they're extremely fast. I'm still playing with it, but it is shocking how fast it's able to generate professional grade visuals. Like, it's much faster than Midjourney. Number three, ChatGPT and OpenAI have launched tasks and scheduled tasks specifically for the 4.0 model of ChatGPT. It lets you automate particular workflows you do regularly. The one that I like to think of is I send a marketing email every Wednesday. Well, now I can have ChatGPT, 1, remind me to send it by starting a chat, and 2, encode in the chat the usual inputs I need to send it so I can accelerate my way through. It's a baby step in the direction of agents from OpenAI. Finally, a research paper from Google, Titans. The question there is, can Google actually implement this at scale? I released a separate video on this earlier this morning. You can go check it out. I don't want to repeat what I said there. I think the question I have as I continue to read this is whether or not Google is already employing this to try and break the limits of the context window. Google has been on the bigger side for context windows and on the weaker side for quality of LLM response for a while. Now, that's anecdotal, but I've heard it from a lot of people. And I think it's really interesting that the paper that they released is about larger context windows, longer memory, and implies moving away from transformer architecture, which tightens up the relationship between tokens and would theoretically lead to more contextual relevant responses. If they were already implementing a version of Titans and just hadn't talked about it till they released the paper, it wouldn't surprise me a ton. Now, I will say, I don't know that. I'm not at Google. It is possible this really is novel and hasn't been implemented into any production system yet. They are certainly claiming excellent retrieval from Titans, but that is different from excellent contextual responses and reasoning across an extremely large body. So if it was a 20 million token window, would you actually be able to reason across all of that using Titans? I don't know. And so that's the question I have as I look at the Titans paper. I'm still digesting it, curious for your thoughts, but that's the news for today.